I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. It doesn't really work with a Donald Duck toy, does it? Never mind, I'm going with it. Hello fellow humans, I'm Josh and welcome to my grandmother's spare bedroom instead of the Madhouse. I'm stopping for a couple of days before I go back home because I'm going to university fairly soon and I wanted to say goodbye, all that stuff. And then I realised I hadn't filmed a video. I tried and I hated it, so I just ignored it and figured I wouldn't bother. But I did that for a while anyway, and I don't want to slip into that habit of not making videos. I already missed it for 3 weeks. I don't want to do that again, not yet. Not without good reason. Sorry, I've just found magnets, it's fun. So what did I want to talk about today? Well, two things. Firstly, I just want to say sorry, Tom Daly, that you did not win your gold medal that you wanted to, or any medals in the diving today. Life's a bitch sometimes, but there's always next time round. Just 4 more years until then. And the second thing is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And yes, I'm saying cursed because I do not live in the 16th century. No cursed. No. I hate things like that. Like when people say blessed. I understand in the context of the name Brian Blessed because that's how the name is said. But the word blessed is more than sufficient. And beloved as well. It's silly. It's not necessary nowadays unless you're deliberately trying to break up the rhythm of a line. Never mind. I've got going off on a tangent. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It has been called the 8th Harry Potter book. And I'm going to say that no, it definitely is not. Now, it was fun and I enjoyed it. But it does not deserve that accolade. Let's face it, if it weren't set in the world of Harry Potter and didn't have Rowling's name affixed to the front of it, even though she just wrote the basic story and not the play script itself, it would be, well, pretty much nobody would have heard of it because, how to describe this succinctly? Back to the Future 2 pretty much did this exact same thing but without the wizards. It was disappointing. But I did enjoy it. The fact that there were a few Easter eggs hidden in there and some new things that you got to learn were fun. But it was overly simplistic and not always entertaining. Perhaps that's because it is a play, so it would be much better in person, of course, but I don't live near London. I live 200 miles away from London. It's very expensive to get there. Shush. And even more expensive to then go and catch a play in the West End. So chances are I'm not going to go and see it anytime soon. I felt that the characterisation of the characters we do see was often somewhat flawed. Now obviously the characters have grown up a bit, so older Draco is going to be different from 17-year-old Draco, same for Harry, Ron, Hermione and all that. But Ron seems to have been reduced solely to comedic one-liners, which was not really his purpose. It wasn't even the purpose of the twins. For one thing, it would at least be 2-liners with them until a certain point, and I'm sorry for that joke, that was terrible. Hermione, actually, to be fair, for the most part, I think was pretty good. She was so focused on what she wanted to do that she would become many things if her life had gone a different path. Some people did criticise the fact that she apparently became like Snape if she didn't get married to Ron. And people didn't like that, saying that it's anti-feminist, but I thought, no, it's not really anti-feminist. The fact that Ron is a man and Hermione is a woman should be pretty relevant in that. It's about how people who are in love change each other. They learn to be better because of their relationship with one another. How to open up more, how to share, how to be warmer if that's what they aren't already. And how to keep things a little more private if that's the reverse. They are never going to be exactly the same as they were, and their lives will take different paths if they don't have that restraining force. It doesn't have to be bad. I find it slightly disappointing that people seem to feel that. The characters that I really did like though were Albus and Scorpius, especially Scorpius. Scorpius Malfoy was a delight. He was just so much fun and lots of sass and banter and things in there. But I had something I was disappointed with there myself. The fact that through the entire first 2 or 3 acts, it seemed to be blindingly obvious that Albus and Scorpius were flirting. It seemed to be very apparent. And then it's just, no, this is just friendship, and he mentions the name of a girl once, which somehow makes it not gay. This would have been an excellent way for Rowling to make up for the representation of Dumbledore. And I'm not saying that I dislike the idea of a gay Dumbledore, and in fact I think it does explain his actions with Grindelwald significantly more than just being a best friend. But it would be better if you could just say canonically, here is one queer character. You do exist in this world. And also it might be nice to have an Asian character who wasn't Cho Chang, which would be like calling someone Jones Smith. It's weird. There was one other issue actually. How to put this? It seemed to breach several of the Wizarding World's laws as well. And I'm not saying that, oh, it was illegal. No, I mean the rules that Rowling set up on which the world runs. Say, in Prisoner of Azkaban, when they travel back in time, they travel back to carry out actions which it turns out they had always travelled back to carry out. But that's not exactly how it happens in The Cursed Child. It's very much Back to the Future too, like I said. And big tints in time. Some of them really not so pleasant, but fun nonetheless. One of them I do actually really like, but I couldn't do anything about it really. In short, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I would probably just give it 3.5, but it does have Harry Potter elements, which automatically gives it a somewhat inflated rating for me. If you enjoy the Harry Potter books, I'm sure you will enjoy this, but don't go looking for that same magical spark, because it just isn't there. Alright, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know if you did. I'm not sure what I want to make next week. I'm considering doing a lengthy talk about the Suicide Squad film, and possibly one on Finding Dory. Baby Dory was adorable, and I have strong feelings about both of them. So should I do that as 2 separate videos or one big film video? I saw the BFG yesterday as well. That was fun. Whiz pop, whiz bang, feel the bubbles go down. I can't remember the next words. Whiz popping wherever you go. Bum bum bum. I'm sorry. Until next time then, please click like, share and subscribe, and well, you get the picture. Tutty bye dearies.